Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about our human behavior chapter 3rd, which we were taking up from last 2-3 classes. Today we will revise the central nervous system, about the brain functioning, and also I have been giving you a slideshow, and also as well as I have been explaining you all the types and important notes which will help you in your question marks and also tell you the way to attempt the paper. Okay, so let's revise the topic one by one. Today we have been going to talk about the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, the brain. Here the brain and its behavior, also we've been going to understand how the behavior is related with the brain. So let's start the unit 2, biological basis of behavior, chapter 3rd. In this chapter we are going to discuss about the brain and behavior. This is the most important part of the brain. Don't forget to take the screenshots of the important slides. First slide for you, that how the brain is derived by the behavior and their parts. Brain perception and everything is been given in the slide. Then the nervous system. What is nervous system? It is of two parts, cerebral nervous system and central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Right? So we've been going to divide these two parts and explain it in the slide further. Moving towards the central nervous system, we need to understand that it is the brain and the spinal cord, whereas all the nerves are of brain, peripheral nervous system. This should be taken as your screenshot because it will explain the complete flow chart, which will be help you fill for you for 6 marks question. Now central nervous system, what it is, the parts of the nervous system is well explained in it. Now moving on, the brain and the spinal cord. It is the most important part of central nervous system. And peripheral nervous system, all the veins and your everything which is being related to your motor and sensory activities are peripheral nervous system, which is transferring the messages to your body parts. Okay, in this the parasympathetic and sympathetic are there, two parts. Now parts of the brain, we've been talking about cerebrum, brainstem, cerebellum, okay, and forebrain, hindbrain, everything. The functional area of the brain, take the screenshot. 3 parts, that is cerebrum, which is most important for thinking and feeling and problem solving, and also involve remembering the things. Cerebellum, it is the back of the head and it controls the coordination and balance. It keeps your body balanced. Then the brainstem, this is helping for you to take the breath and also coordinate with the spinal cord. Cerebellum is having about 200 millions of neurons called cortex callosum. It is also joining, as I told, the left and right one. Then the midbrain, it is also extend pons to the hypothalamus. And now coming towards next, that is anterior view. This is the interior. In the interior view, just you need for your over knowledge. And now how you have been able to include the visual relaxation. Now yesterday we have also talked about all these parts, and you can make the diagram in this form as well. Then what we were talking about medulla, that it is a relaxed center of swallowing, sneezing, coughing or vomiting, anything vital, central, regulative heart. No, cerebellum, it has been involved in movement and muscle tones and coordinations, maintaining posture. Then pons, it has been respiratory and skeleton muscles को tone रखता है, and it is between midbrain and medulla. Then moving on, the densincephalons are connected to cerebrum, lower brain structure. Okay, densincephalon के, this is the part of a cerebrum, left thalamus, hypothalamus and right thalamus. It is just for your knowledge. It will be not given in your book, but for your extra knowledge you need to be know and aware about this. Then hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is regulating the parts and the posturing lobes and pituitary gland, which is also known as master gland. Limbic system. The limbic system includes the hypothalamus, then the amygdala, olfactory tract. The limbic system, which is sometimes been called emotional brain, because it is your emotions are being controlled by it. Okay. Then in this, hypothalamus is and amygdala is in green, and hypothalamus and is in blue. Pons are in gold structure color. Now coming on this diagram and as well as on limbic system, they've been showing you the two parts. Then Peripheral form after brain is the most posterior region of the embryo. Now right hemisphere have been shown to you. You can note down the points. Okay. Now the definition is given to you. Menincephalon. Please take the screenshot of this. This is just a part being explained to you. It's not included for the NCERT, but for the knowledge if you've been asked in 1 mark question. Sometimes you've been given such kind of diagrams to explain the different parts and their function in 2 or 3 marks question. Okay, so you need to take the screenshot of these for your understanding and make a flow chart in your notebooks related to these functions. You have to write the part of the brain and the function over it. Okay, because any part is being related to the other part of the brain, which is being related with your bodily or biological function. Okay, so similarly in this also the spinal cord and the all the medical names has been given in the structure. Then just about talking about the spinal cord, and then the nervous system organization, which we will be going to explain in our next video, that is from Monday. So on Monday I will take all your problems. So in this video, if you have any problem with related to your brain structure or neurons, you can please put it in the question. Now the function of brain is important for you. Now moving forward, each part of brain is doing a specific function, such as identifying, organizing, interpreting or responses, right? Then the function of the left and right hemisphere. Left is related to the cognitive working and right is related to creative working. Okay, left hemisphere controls speech, comprehension, rational or logical work, whereas the right is being creative working. Okay, similarly the functions are given in this diagram. So take the screenshot of this point. Now the way your brain is organized, they've been told you how it has been organized. Yes, now moving on the way your brain is being organized, the right cerebral hemisphere functioning has been given to you, that it has been conducted with the left side of your working. Okay, so left brain functioning and right brain functioning is given here. Take the screenshot of this. It will also help you. Now we've been talking about the 4 lobes of brain and its function. We will just revise it as quickly as possible. Peripheral lobe, frontal lobe, occipital and temporal lobe are the 4 lobes as we have studied yesterday. What each function has been divided with: frontal, peripheral, occipital and temporal. That you have to explain me. After the video, you can just text me the message and give me the functioning of each and every. So do take care of this. Frontal lobe functioning is given in this slide. and then the word memory, or what word we need to do, production of that, memory, emotions, everything is being related in one or the other part. Peripheral lobe is also related with pain, taste, body, including all the postures of body. Temporal lobe is related with your auditory functioning, short-term memory, sense of smell, expression. Okay, so do take the slide. Occipital lobe, it is with the primary area and visual reception and interpretation. Okay, now moving over the nervous tissues. Nerve tissues we've been talking about in our coming slides, so I just want that you'd get a quick introduction of this in form of notes. What are the neurons we have talked about, and or the nervous system working we've been going to talk further with your doubts. So similarly, I have shown you the neurons slide, okay, how that structure has been made, what are the parts of it, and also we have talked about the functions. So that all things you need to remember, and now you have to mix it with that. Okay, here I have written also about the dendrites. The dendrites are the branches like structure, it's leaning away from the cell body, right? Then the typically neurons की जो हम structure है जिसमें dendrites, body cell and nucleus, everything has been included. Moving over the structure, next we've been on the parts of neurons. Take the screenshot. Cell body. What is cell body? How do it work? So it is also known as soma, as I've been shown you. Axon. Okay. It has been joining the part of the neurons, the soma with the stem. And then synapse, we have talked about, it has been chemical junction between the axon terminals, one neuron to the other. Now Millen's shell, that is been helpful to you to cover with the Millen's fatty material hota hai इससे. Okay, it is given here also, the Millen shield you can see in the structure which has been connected with synapse. Then glial cell, Millen shield is not actually the part of neuron, but it is a glial cell. It is a type of a glial cell. Okay. Now types of neurons, that is sensory neurons which being able to coordinate with your senses, and motor neurons or known as relay neurons also, which has been related with your muscle controlling. Okay. Then the three types of neurons, sensory, interneuron and motor, all the three has been given in the structure. Interneurons are the neither sensory nor motor, but they are the middlemen, or they are the connectors of one to the other. Okay. Now moving on the next slide, basic neuron types, axon, dendrites, and then we have been moving on the next. You can take the slideshow as the slide has been going on. The function of neurons and everything has been well explained in this. Okay. Now moving on the other part, you have to go with the relay, motor and sensory receptors. The neurons are specialized cells that transmit the chemicals and electronical signals in the brain. Axons cover the myelin. And now after this, the next point which you need to take the screenshot of sensory neurons and motor neuron functioning, which we have understand in our previous class. Then the middle band, that is interneuron, which is interconnecting the first one to the other. So how the neurons fire, कैसे work करते, कैसे that chemicals in, as I told, the electronically जो functioning है वो chemical में transfer होते हैं ना, transmit कर रहे हैं electrical impulses को chemical impulses में. That has been given to this part. एंड देन फॉर्मुलेट करते हो बिहेवियरल रिस्पॉन्सेज को एंड देन कंट्रोल द बॉडीज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ चूजन रिस्पॉन्स. जो भी आपका रिस्पॉन्स है आप उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो वर्क करते हैं. ओके. एंड सिमिलरली न्यूरोट्रांसमिशन के बारे में किस तरह से वो रिलीज हो रहे हैं विच आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड यू. So just take the screenshots. It will help you to write in your notes, and I will definitely check all your notebooks. So please keep update of your notes, because as soon I give you the assessment mark, for assessment mark I am going to give you some assignment which you have to complete and give me soon. Okay. Now moving on the last, the weak stimuli कौन से थे, strong stimuli कौन से हैं, active potentials के relative stimulus working कैसे है. Okay, what are the steps of these, everything has been explained in the point. The पहला step है chemicals का किस तरह से, second में कैसे होता है, K+ channels जो है वो open होते हैं और potassium को फ्लो करने देते हैं सेल में. तो पॉजिटिव साइड जो है वो नेगेटिव वाली साइड जाती है और नेगेटिव वाली पॉजिटिव में आती है. दिस विल आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन यू इन कमिंग वीडियो. ओके. एंड देन दिस इज द लास्ट where the synapses and neurons and all complete structure has been given to you, and also the short note related to this is being given in the slide. Thank you students, have a nice day. To this is being given in the slide.